Hey everyone, what's up? It's Belinda. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you doing? Hope you're all having a great Friday. It is really late here. It's about 12:30 at night, but I'm going to get into some tea, a little bit of drama, because something just came out about James Charles and that whole lawsuit thing that he's got going on with Kelly Rockline. I'm just going to sit here, start painting my face, and we're going to get into all the tea. Also, we've got some Nicki Minaj stuff to get into because she came out with a big ass drop yesterday and everyone went crazy, of course. So we're going to get into it all. I am just going to grab a little brush for this Peelerese base. That's the pink one that I'm going to use there. What's the shade? Winter Rose. And I'm just going to start off with that. So, James Charles and Kelly Rockline. If you didn't see my previous video yesterday and the video that I did on this previously, James Charles is in a lawsuit with one of his former employees going by the name of Kelly Rockline. She tried to sue Erica Costell as well and then ended up settling out of court. James Charles has apparently been trying to deal with this lawsuit for 2 years. So it's been a long old process and quite an expensive process for James Charles as well. But in the lawsuit, Kelly is making claims that she would have to do things like shave James Charles's butt, that she wasn't paid enough money for what the job was, editing his videos, but then also being a producer, coming up with ideas for his content, all this kind of stuff. There's a lot in the lawsuit, but I'm not going to get into every little thing that's in it. So I'm going to start off grabbing some of this bubblegum pink from the Jawbreaker palette. So Kelly Rockline is now coming out saying that she's now receiving death threats from a lot of James Charles fans after she's gone public about this lawsuit. In an article on BBC News, Kelly Rockline said she didn't want to come out and go public with this until now. And I think a lot of that was to do with backlash. Honestly, that's what it sounds like from reading the article, from the backlash that she would get from James Charles fans. And now she is getting some of that backlash from James Charles fans. She's alleging that they're coming after her, telling her to K-word herself and all this kind of stuff. In the article, it says she's also been receiving abuse over her appearance, saying that she's shocked and overwhelmed and she's been scared by it. Of course, you know, if that's happening to you, that is nasty and that is very scary. All because she's come out about this James Charles lawsuit. I do feel for her. She really shouldn't be being attacked by James Charles fans, in my opinion. Also in this article, Miss Rockline's lawyer, Edwin Pariavi, I think that is, told BBC News legal action had been delayed by 2 years by Mr. Charles' legal team. So James Charles has been delaying this lawsuit for 2 whole years. I think it's really sad and kind of sick that she's now got James Charles fans going after her just because she's gone to the press about this lawsuit that she's trying to fight against James Charles. You know, I've seen some people on the internet calling her a clout chaser for trying to speak about this lawsuit. She's made some tweets about it. You know, I've seen some people really kind of going in on her, saying that she's doing it for money, she's trying to extort James for money, and that she's just a clout chaser, all this kind of stuff, which honestly, we don't really know the full extent of it. You know, the public, we don't really know the whole truth. But if this lady has, you know, had problems before with a previous influencer that she's worked with, working with Erica Costell, and then had to settle out of court, I don't know. To me, I don't know. Is that what you call like a nuisance case or what? But like, I don't know. Can you imagine working for James Charles, right? I imagine he could be pretty demanding, if I'm honest with you. That's just the impression that I get, that he could be a pretty demanding employer. I mean, there was also one little thing in the Insider article and the NBC News article about this case where it said James had allegedly bought her a gift, which was a Louis Vuitton necklace that he'd also got himself and his closest friends. And that was apparently supposed to be some kind of payment for her services, but Kelly Rockline is claiming that she was dismissed wrongfully and that she wasn't paid correctly for the work that she did. So I don't know how all this is going to turn out. This BBC News article has just come out today, and it did have some other little tidbits in it. Like, I haven't seen any other articles that have come out about this so far that are covering the fact that James Charles fans are now going after Kelly Rockline. I've seen people calling her a clout chaser online, but I haven't actually seen her side of it, her speaking out about it yet. But now it seems that she is speaking out about what's going on, what she's experiencing after coming forward about James Charles. You know, I mean, personally, I don't think people are really that interested in this lawsuit. I think people are a lot more interested in the more serious allegations that are out there about James Charles at the moment. You know, for James Charles to come and make a 7.5-minute video responding to this lawsuit, but then when he was accused of sexting minors, what did he do? He put out a little basic Twitter statement, you know, and then had to make a YouTube video, and it was all, oh, the guys lied to me, the guys lied to me about their age. But he said it in a soft voice, you know, there was no kind of outrage when James made that video about the sexting scandal. There was no anger, there was no outrage. So it seems very odd to me that he was bothered about that getting out, but not as bothered as he is about this lawsuit. He seems to be making a really, really big deal out of this lawsuit, in my opinion. And I think that is to try and kind of deflect from the sexting scandal. That's just my opinion, my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you guys think. Sorry if I'm being a little bit quiet, by the way. It's because it is, like I say, nearly 1 AM here, and I'm just trying to kind of not keep everyone awake all night with my chit chat. So I am just dipping into the Beauty Killer palette as well as the Jawbreaker palette here. Pretty much just playing with all the pinks. Next up, we're going to talk a little bit about Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj came out with her mixtapes from 2009, the Beam Me Up Scotty album, and it's a 23-track album that everybody is going mad about on the internet. Now, I love Nicki. I love Cardi too. You know, I grew up listening to stuff like Foxy Brown, Missy Elliott. You know, I like a lot of different music, but what was funny about Nicki coming out with this 23-track album, there was a track on there called Seeing Green, or there is a track on there called Seeing Green, where she throws a bit of shade at the TikTokers. Now, you probably know, you got the TikTokers like Dixie D'Amelio who do music, but there's actually a lyric in the Seeing Green track where Nicki says, oh, you better stick to dancing. So it's like a diss, you know, and I love that. I'm here for it. Really, I am here for it, because honestly, who is listening to the little TikTokers music? 12-year-olds? I don't know. But honestly, Nicki is a fucking queen, and I'm here for it. I am here for that shade all day long. All day long. It's like, get off my dick, the queen's back. All you little TikTokers can F off home. Do your little dances. And who else does TikTok dances? Oh, James Charles. So now I'm like, whoo, come on, yes, Queen Nicki. Nicki is in the building. She is giving it to James Charles and all his little TikTok friends. I'm like, whoo, yes. Get involved, girl. That's a boss.
This number one. This ain't no TikTok shit.
I love that little clip from the IG live. I didn't actually get to see the IG live when it was live last night, because it was like 11 p.m. US time, I think. And for me, that was like go to sleep time here. But I caught clips of it that were up on Nicki's IG and the clips that Def Noodles posted. She had Drake on there and everything. That was so cool. I love it. That little clip though, that little bit of Nicki just taking the piss out of the TikTokers, I'm like, go on Nicki. Throwing the shade at James Charles, doing his collaborations with all his little TikTok friends. I mean, yeah, she's probably not throwing shade at James Charles, but you know, that's what I'm going to call it because, you know, I'm a messy bitch. Okay, loves, I'm going to go cut my crease on this one and finish off my look. Probably going to be here for a couple of hours or something, just playing in makeup, coming up with something, throwing on a wig, all that stuff. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Take care. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.